It's a new year, new homes, new guests, all the things new. I'm Jessica Bruce with the Bruce & Kelly Real Estate Team. We are here at this gorgeous house behind me, a $2.5 million estate located in Port Chima. We're gonna take a peek at that. We're of course gonna talk all things real estate, and we're gonna be joined by my good friend, Jessica Rozier with The Changing Table. All that and more on this month's edition of the Monthly Market Update, brought to you by MHQ Mortgage Headquarters. Fastest closings in town. All right, it's a new year, new sales, new houses, new fun to be had here at Lake of the Ozarks. Welcome back to this month's edition of the Monthly Market Update. Today we're going to talk a little bit, always, about the market. I'm going to change it up though. I'm going to talk a little bit not only about the market here at the lake, but about the market nationwide. Just what we've seen. I know I reference COVID a lot, but you know, most of the industry and stuff does reference that because it's something that we've never seen. So taking a look at that and thinking about that, giving that some thought, you know, if we look back to 2019 and we look at 2025, what we're seeing is a return to a normal market. What we saw in 2020, 21 and 22, that wasn't normal. That's something that we will never see again. Inventory prior to COVID was double what it was during what we saw in COVID. So what that means is if there were 1 million units for sale in 2019, during COVID times, there were about 500,000 units. And what we're seeing now in 2025 and what we're expecting to see as we enter and continue on into 2026 is a return to those million, units of inventory available. We're seeing a more steady return to interest rates. At the height, I think we saw 7.25% for an average primary home buyer. We've returned in the 2025 year to about a 6.25% interest rate. 2026, they're predicting to drop it down maybe a full percentage again. So we could see rates as low as 5.5%, 5.25%. Just in thinking about the market and what we're returning to, if you're a seller, you need to be appropriately priced, and you should manage your expectations that you're not going to hit the market, see multiple offers, and just see this crazy return on your property. You have to be competitively priced. And for buyers out there, while it doesn't mean that you can wait a year and you're going to get $100,000 off an appropriately priced property, you should expect to have your ducks in a row, be ready with cash on hand or speaking with your lender, and ready to write a reasonably priced or a reasonable offer to list price based on what the market bears for that property. Talking nationally too, there's been some interesting trends that have gone on in the last 4 or 5 years, again, throughout the nation. One interesting statistic that I found, for the first time in years, the average first-time home buyer's median age is 40. And they're attributing this to a lot of younger people want to travel. They're actively choosing to rent apartments or stay with mom and dad and not have the burden of home ownership. They're not having children until later in life. Sports betting, interestingly enough, has gone from a $5 billion industry to a $150 billion industry from 2018 to 2025. So the way that young people are choosing to spend their money has really changed and evolved just in this last set of 5 years. Another interesting stat took a look at were home prices. Home price increases throughout the country since COVID. And the state of Missouri actually happens to be one of the highest price increases. We have gone up in an average price of over 58%. So average price before COVID was 58% less than what it is now today in 2026. And I think a lot of that appreciation has to do with where we are right now. Lake of the Ozarks became one of the hottest spots in the country for many reasons. One, it was the ability to to be yourself, do whatever you want. You had the freedom of choice. You could choose to be masked or not. You could go out boating. Restaurants were still open, all of those things. Another thing is affordability. You can be on the water and you can have this as your backyard without having to pay the high price tag. You're not surrounded by all the concrete in the city and the noise and the red tape. The way of living here at the lake has really, again, I think contributed to not only just Lake of the Ozark valuations, but they've increased them for our little state of Missouri here in the heart of the Midwest. So, and without further ado, we are standing in one of our newest luxury listings, kicking off the 2026 year with a fun luxury tour for you all. Luxury is another sector here at the lake that we've really seen explode. Homes over $1 million in the past 5 years have gone from here to sales up in here. We've seen the highest price record sales in the last 5 years of any properties here at the lake than we've ever seen before. So without further ado, let's take a look at this gorgeous home that is available for sale, and let's kick off the new year right. I know I say this a lot, but this home is one of my favorite homes that we've listed here at Lake of the Ozarks. And one of the reasons, well, a couple of the reasons that it's one of my favorites is this home is perfectly positioned. It sits inside a cove with main channel views. So you're tucked in the cove, you have that calm water, but you have unobstructed views out into the main channel. Not only the fact that it's cove protected, but there are 2 breakwaters flanking both sides of each of the points on the outside. So it's created a little bit of a harbor for your dock, swimming, paddleboarding, just hanging out. And then another feature that you don't see often on waterfront. Waterfront is the most coveted thing here at the lake. This home not only sits on the lot that it was built on, but it also comes alongside with the lot next door. Let's go take a look. Once in a while, that rare home enters the market. A home that features stunning main channel views, tucked inside a small inlet with double wave breaks on neighboring property, provides the calmest water imaginable. With a near-level driveway, oversized 3-car garage, and step-free stamped concrete path to the lake, you know this estate and lot location are primo and very rare indeed. As you step inside the open floor plan and the main level living, the overall feel is spacious and light while comfortably accommodating a crowd. Pride of ownership shows throughout, with the home in pristine condition and carefully maintained throughout the years. A gorgeous in-ground resort-style pool with waterfall features, infinity edge, and abundant pool decking. Raised in-ground hot tub and glass railing for those unobstructed Lake of the Ozarks views. The lower level guest bedrooms are spacious with a wet bar for entertaining the troops, plus a covered outdoor barbecue area and a large sitting area for relaxation. The home features 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, and 3,800 square feet, located at the 15-mile marker and just under 1-acre lot. 888 Las Campanas is the place to be. As promised, we have Jessica Rozier from The Changing Table here at the lake. The Changing Table is an organization that really has changed the lake in many ways. So without further ado, Jessica, welcome.
Hi, so good to see you again.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I know.
Between the kids, and we were catching up a little bit off camera before we got on, and Jessica's finishing up a degree at KU.
Yes, Rock Chalk.
Yeah, for life.
Sorry.
Go Jayhawks. Her and her husband have started a trash company here at the lake. Remind me the name.
Yes, married to the trash man, Ozark Waste Services.
That's right. I knew I was going to mess that up. So she's been doing a lot of things, and in her spare time, from raising 2 children, a husband, working on her degree, and running a trash company, she also founded The Changing Table here at the lake, and we're forever grateful for that. What a great company and organization you've turned it into.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. Laura Atkinson is the director now. I stepped away a couple years ago to work on all the things that you just talked about, but when there's an opportunity to talk about The Changing Table and how it's changing lives and the programs they have, I don't pass that up. So it was actually founded, we were just talking about this, my boys are 11 and 13 now, and they were 2 and 4 when I founded it. And it was Christmas time, and we were trying to find something to do to give back to the community. So there's always food drives and coat drives. And I was in a grocery store one day, and somebody had said that diapers were not part of the WIC program. They weren't part of, no government benefits can be used for diapers, and that just absolutely floored me. So I walked into Hy-Vee and I said, we're gonna do a diaper drive. And they said, okay. And so we—
Love it.
I think that first year we collected—
Here's what we're gonna do.
We're gonna solve this problem. We collected 26,000 diapers in like 2 days.
Wow.
And gave those back. And that was, we're just supposed to do that every Christmas. And then it just started really frustrating me that these are basic needs, and these are items, you know, period products, diapers, adult diapers, these are on people's Christmas lists. And so the Changing Table went into a full-fledged nonprofit, and they've given out over 1 million diapers since they started. So,
that's amazing.
yeah,
Cheers
they're
to
doing
you.
a really good job.
So like you said, in addition to diapers, adult products are available as well. And how would one of our viewers get in touch? How would they donate? Should they donate diapers or funds? What are some of the different events and stuff that you do throughout the year, you know, for this?
Yeah, so there's a couple programs. So they have the diaper program, and that works by people either donating diapers, which they have a collection bin in, it's in Golden Rule Insurance, their parking lot. The Changing Table works with Huggies and Cuties and a lot of national brands, and they also get grants and donations. They have a lot of buying power, so monetary donations are really good because they can buy in bulk, but they do take other diapers, and then they distribute that to their community partners, which would be like COMC clinics and a couple of the shelters and schools and churches.
Okay.
So they do diapers, and then they do adult diapers, which this program started this year in honor of my late sister. It's called the Dallas Project. And so they distribute adult diapers to people in need. And then they also do period products. So they've gotten donations from Pkwy and Kotex and national donations, and they're making a big difference with that. So again, products, or they have a lot of buying power, so monetary donations are really helpful.
Really quite nice. Well, that's amazing. So it's throughout Missouri.
Yeah, so there is a coalition of diaper banks in Missouri, which they're the ones that kind of pushed forward that removing of the tax on diapers and other needs, which was a big win. But there's a coalition. There's a big diaper bank down in Springfield, and one in St. Louis, and one in Kansas City. But the Changing Table works with all of them, and they help cover gaps throughout the state, so that each diaper bank has kind of its own territory, and they work with each other and are in contact with each other to make sure that the state is being served.
Okay, well, very cool. That's amazing. And then if any of our viewers want to get in touch with Laura or any of the staff at the Changing Table, how would they do so?
Yeah, so Laura Atkinson is the new executive director. Well, not new, she's been there for a couple years, and she's done a beautiful job. But to contact her is director@changingtable.org. And then their website is changingtable.org. You can go on and donate there. Another big need is diaper drives and product drives. Companies, businesses, people can host their own drive, and it could be for whatever they want, and then donate those products to the Changing Table. That's something that Laura had mentioned that they would like to do more in 2026. So you can coordinate that on the website as well.
Well, thank you again for joining us this year, and any fun New Year's resolutions you have personally or for the Changing Table and your company?
Personally, I don't. I haven't wrangled that yet, but
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. You never know what we're gonna do. But a New Year's resolution for the Changing Table would be to prioritize dignity. This is something that they always do anyways, and how they serve the community, but prioritizing dignity is a New Year's resolution for them, and they'll do that through community awareness.
Well, thank you again, and I hope I see you soon.
Yeah, you too.
That that's going to wrap us up for the first edition of the 2026 Year Monthly Market Update. I'm Jessica Bruce with the Bruce & Kelly Real Estate Team here at Lake of the Ozarks. If you're in the market to buy or sell property, give us a call. Not only do we have this gorgeous multi-million-dollar property behind us, but we have tons of others: waterfront homes, condos, off-water, lots commercial, you name it. Special thanks to Jessica Rozier and the entire team at The Changing Table. Thank you not only for joining me, but for also all you've done throughout the years for our community here at the lake. That's going to wrap us up. This month's edition brought to you by MHQ Mortgage Headquarters, fastest closings in town, and I will see you next month.